that will carry me. Now you see, it feels like I'm running backwards all the time. It feels like I am being left behind.
This trail system used to be dead. Almost every time I came out here, I had the place to myself. I'm glad to see people using the public parks, but man, trails are crowded these days. And hikers are really freaked out by runners when they see them coming at them. Whether I have a mask on or not, I always cover my face, but people always seem really scared when I pass, or at least a lot of people do. I think one of the weirdest things about this COVID pandemic is that people are afraid of each other. I feel like people are afraid of me. I'm afraid to be around other people, even people that I'm close to. It's been a weird year. Last year, at the end of May, I was supposed to run the Rock and Roll Marathon in San Diego. I spent most of the first half of the year preparing for it. By April, I pretty much knew it was going to get canceled. A couple of my tune-up races got canceled, trail half marathon and a road half marathon. So it's 0 for 3 for this year. I didn't want to sign up for anything else and then just have another race be canceled. So the trail marathon that Misty and I signed up for in January, we pulled out of just because I don't think it's going to happen. I think the race is going to get canceled, which sucks, but I understand. I think especially with a major road marathon, it's really tough to have a full field and comply with the COVID regulations, which seem to be changing day by day or week by week. You never know. It's kind of a moving target. So it's a tough position for the race directors to be in, especially. Their business was pretty much outlawed. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to put on my schedule. I need something to train for, something to look forward to, because this year has fucking sucked. But I didn't know what I wanted to sign up for because I was so worried about races getting canceled. So I decided to do the Rock and Roll deferment, and I'm just gonna roll my 2020 registration over to 2021. So that's my next goal race. I've been trying to get in the best marathon shape I can for most of the last 3 years. So that's really my goal race. It's my goal distance. I want to take advantage of whatever speed I have left while I'm still relatively young, or at least not old for a distance runner. As a 41-year-old, I'm definitely not a spring chicken, but you can still do pretty well at the marathon distance into your 40s and even 50s. So before I get old, I want to see what I can do in a marathon, and that's the plan for this year, for 2021. It's weird feeling like I've had a tough year, when pretty much the whole planet, except for a few billionaires, is having a pretty shitty year. But it's still true. My sister-in-law died suddenly. She was pregnant, had a heart attack. They were unable to save her baby. And my brother, who's not my biological brother, but has basically been adopted by my parents, was left alone to raise their 6-year-old. And that's easily the most painful thing I've ever experienced in my life. And she wasn't even my wife, so I can't imagine what my friend's going through. I also had a childhood friend die recently. He wasn't even 40 yet. And also this year, one of my best childhood friends, his dad, was arrested for decades of sexually abusing children, and is probably going to spend the rest of his life in prison, which was a very, very surprising and strange thing. I spent a lot of time at their house growing up. It was like a second home. You know, his mother is one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my life. And I just never could have fathomed that my friend's dad was capable of something like that. So I hate to complain, but this year has been a lot. I wish that I were more optimistic about next year than I am, but at least there's a vaccine now. I'm hoping it won't be long before I'll feel like gathering with loved ones doesn't make me a sociopath. Not that I'm calling anyone else a sociopath, but that's just how I feel about any kind of close gathering with people I don't live with. Makes me feel like I'm being reckless, so I just don't. I don't even really try. I don't do socially distance anything. I haven't hung out with any of my friends since March. The intense isolation has been something that I have never experienced, and it's been a very, very weird, difficult experience. But I think half the world probably feels the same way I do. Took a wrong turn. We'll call that bonus smiles. One thing that I've definitely been struggling with for the first time ever is motivation to run. It's not like I've been skipping workouts or anything, but I'm normally always excited about running. Even if everything in my life is seemingly falling to pieces, I can always count on that as something to make me feel good. And lately I've started to lose joy even in this, which is surprising. I'm not used to feeling that way, but this year has made me lose hope a little bit, which is a really crappy place to be in. As I was saying, sometimes it's been tough lately to find any way to be positive. I'm always looking for silver linings and trying to learn from all my life experiences, especially the difficult ones. But for whatever reason, the last couple months, I've just felt kind of disengaged, apathetic, and those are not normal feelings for me. I have a feeling it's probably something that a lot of people can relate to right now, especially with the holidays coming up and feeling torn between celebrating with loved ones and doing what they think is responsible. Just hit 11 miles. I have one more to go for the day. I have to kind of enjoy these relatively short long runs because I'm probably going to be working up to 20 miles for my weekly long run, getting ready for the rock and roll. And there's no such thing as an easy 20-mile run. I don't care how slow you go. It starts to suck at some point. You know, I thought people looked at me weirdly with the GoPro, but being out on the sidewalk, taking a drink from my hydration vest, which basically looks like I'm suckling at my own teat, get some really weird looks. I understand. Okay, 12 miles in the books because of my unexpected detour. I'm about a half a mile from the house, but I didn't really feel like adding on to the distance. Kind of building back up to more steady mileage after doing a half marathon time trial last month, which went really well. But then I had to take some time to recover, let my legs rest and heal. So you always start out your next training block having lost a little bit of fitness. There's just no way around it. You can't be in peak fitness all the time because then you would just be injured constantly. Just part of the process. I thought it would really suck to have to film on a long run, but actually it made it go by really fast.